Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. Please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Don't forget to like our videos. Thank you very much as you continue watching. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth president, Uhuru Kenyatta, almost caused a storm in the country today when they met with William Ruto. William rushed to ICHAWERI looking for his support, and they had a discussion on what they told us, national matters. And State House rushed to inform Kenyans that they had talked about issues, and they were very, very selective with the truth. In fact, after reading the statement from State House and from Hussein Mohammed, Kenyans were lost. They were like, so finally, William Ruto has succeeded to pocket Uhuru Kenyatta. Because Kenyans are trying to look for ways to ensure that come 2027, William Ruto is sent home very early in the morning. And so when they heard that Uhuru Kenyatta had a discussion and State House was telling us that everything was okay, people went mad. The only saving grace is that later, the office of the fourth president clarified issues that they had only talked about problems as explained by Kenyans that are bedeviling them. Issues to do with taxation, harassment of those who are perceived to be in the opposition, insecurity, and then after that statement we were like, okay, now we can have a sigh of relief. But Mount Kenya had a strong statement to both William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta that should you attempt to come together, have a handshake like Raila did with Ruto himself, and the whole of Nyanza are now singing praises, and they are telling us that, you know, government it's only bad when you are not in it, but once your people are in it, then the government is good. So they told Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto, should you attempt to board that train, we are not boarding. We are not part and parcel of this journey. And I want us to look at a tweet here of one of the very people who is, he keeps informing people about what is happening in the mountain. He's saying, I see government bloggers are very excited because Ruto visited Uhuru earlier today at Gatundu. It has been in public domain for a long time that Ruto is desperate to reach out to UK. He thinks Uhuru can help him sneak back into Mount Kenya. Let's clear things up. It will not work. Mount Kenya people are not like that. Eti ukinunua Uhuru umenunua, like the way it works with Raila and his people. If Uhuru tries to bring Ruto back here, he will be rejected, heckled, and humiliated. He tried it. It didn't work. In Mount Kenya, we don't follow leaders, we follow us. Well, I don't think whether they don't follow leaders, because right now they are following Rigathi Gachagua. So to me, that truth is half-baked, even though I know that Mount Kenya has sworn that even if you come back with the late Jomo Kenyatta, you come back with the late Kibaki, they will not go back to William Samoei Ruto. I want us to listen to a few sentiments from those who are giving a warning to William Ruto, and they are passing a strong message to Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto, and the message is just one. If you decide to go, we are not part of the passengers. We are not journeying with you. We are not boarding. Kindly listen to these statements.
I can see a lot of people tagging me at his Uhuru have handshaked Ruto. My friend, mi mambo ya Ruto tuliachana nayo kitambo sana. Even if he handshake my own father, mambo ya Ruto will never. Because he is the problem. He's sticky fingers. We is wheezy. Hiyo ndio shida, my friend. And one thing I like about the region I live in, hakuna ati mtu fulani amesema, ati baba amesema, ati Uhuru amesema. In our region is sovereignty of the people. Watu wamesema. Anything they do, they can do it on their own, on their private, whatever. We respect that. We very respect that. But huko tuliweka X, a very big X. Unajua hii. So stop tagging me.
Fellow Kenyans, what did I tell you the other day? Like, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? When I told you mimi naona Kasongo wako pamoja na Uhuru. Have you seen today they were together? Uhuru manze, we enda tu kwa Kasongo peke yake. Don't drag the rest of us. Don't drag Mount Kenya. We enda tu rudi kwa Kasongo. Sisi yuko uwezi kuturudisha. Kenyans, the revolution has cost the political class maji wajae kwa tumbo, because they know our freedom. Tukisimama hivi, their oppression and their empires which are built on our slavery itaanguka. Sisi wa Kenya tuendelee kusapotiana. Sasa Kasongo, Raila na Uhuru wako pamoja. The political class has regrouped. So it's Kenyans for Kenyans. We fight for our freedom. I think things are boiling nicely. Those 3 problems wakiwa pamoja, it's a good thing. God be with us.
From the statement that came from the office of the 4th president, I'm now persuaded that he's not going for a handshake. However, you never know with the leaders. We need to wait, because I understand that there is a looming cabinet reshuffle and some of Uhuru people are going into that cabinet. I don't know, we wait and see. But if the statement that was given is anything to go by, then Uhuru is not interested in this. Now, it was not only Mount Kenya, but the whole country was like, what is happening? How can Ruto succeed in killing opposition, and then he goes for the former president whom he humiliated, he ashamed, he threatened and intimidated the family? And the reason is the cost of living is so high that people are looking at William Ruto and his promises way in 2022 vis-a-vis what he has managed to even to achieve. Then you realize it is a scam. The promises were scam. There is no better way to put it, because he himself knew that whatever he was speaking about was never to be realized. So people are looking at where we are today. Let me tell you something. You could be in a position where you can afford 2 meals in a day. Tembea hapa nje. You will realize that there are families who are suffering. I don't know whether you've met a bright and needy child, but she or he cannot go to school. You're not in a position to help, and when you look at the family, ni wale we describe hohehahe, hawana mbele wala nyuma. They are wallowing in abject poverty. And the political class is going on as if it is business as usual. Wameungana pamoja. They are now united against us. Anyone who tries to question becomes an enemy. And people are looking at that and saying, no, we cannot allow, even if you board together, we are not part and parcel of this. Unemployment rate to our youth. If you have a child who has just completed school, you know what I mean. Things are not good. Our children are lying with their certificates in the cabinets. Our children are not lazy. Our brothers and sisters out there are not lazy. They are ready to work. Others have even decided to venture into businesses, online or physical or business. The environment for doing that business is not there. Our investors are running away. And so anything to do with William Ruto, to them, is a scam. The promises vis-a-vis continued promises. Nitarudisha sijui gas chini. Nikiweka Biblia sijui itakuwaje. Akina mama watapata sijui diaper. And when you look at his obsession to ensure that he eradicates all Uhuru projects, yet things are not working, whether it is SHA, university funding model, subsidies that were replaced with the taxes, things are not working out. And then we are listening to the international community so much that we even forget those who, elected us. then the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, and the subsequent betrayal of Mount Kenya, then you still want Mount Kenya to listen to you. Even though Uhuru can tell them, I warned you, I had worked with this man. When a crocodile tells you the hippopotamus is suffering, you don't need to doubt. That's what Uhuru told them. So they might not blame Uhuru so much because Uhuru told them. But that betrayal is something that Mount Kenya can never take. It is not only Mount Kenya that has been betrayed, but the whole nation has been betrayed. Each and every person had a fair share of lies. Tutakufanyia hivi, tutafanya hivi. Do you remember the people who were told that Raila will be cast in a wheelbarrow and taken to Bondo? Raila kondani ndani. He calls the shots because he's got the numbers. And so that kind of lie. The other day the church was talking about it. You are a liar. We don't believe you anymore. And then he killed Gen Zs. He is and he was the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. When our children were butchered, maybe yours never suffered in any way. Maybe you didn't have a relative who was a victim in that Gen Z's protest. That their only mistake, their only crime was to ask William Ruto to reject the finance bill, not to sign it. Their only sin was to tell William Ruto to dissolve your cabinet because we have corrupt leaders who are showcasing their wealth, opulence, executive watches and suit. And yet people are suffering. That was a sin and they were killed. And you still expect, and many of them were killed. Many of Gen Zs from Mount Kenya were killed. You still want to embrace William Ruto, or you think that when he goes there with Uhuru, Uhuru understands the mood on the ground, and I don't think he can accept that. And Kenyans are wiser. They want to show William Ruto that we are wiser than that. We are never gullible. We are not the very, very Kenyans you used to see. When Murkomen thought that it is business as usual, he was chased in his own home ground. When Kithure Kindiki thought that we will embrace him because he replaced Rigathi Gachagua, people walked away from his meeting in the Rift Valley. Cecil Marire got the anger of the border. They told her, tafadhali, stop it. The MP of Limuru was from March. So you can never replace Kenyans' anger by taking our leaders. Even in Luo Nyanza, I can assure you, wait and see 2027. Rigathi Gachagua might not be even on the ballot. And so you will not have an excuse that Rigathi is bad. We will have fresh leadership and you will even lack any excuse. And Kenyans are going to vote like they did in 2002, a revolution. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the attempt of William Ruto to use Uhuru Kenyatta to sneak back to Mount Kenya has been rejected. It will not work. And if you think it is a joke, watch this space, not only from Mount Kenya, but from Kenyans of goodwill. As we head to 2027, we have two forces. The forces of change versus the forces of status quo. And I know the force that will win, and your guess is as good as mine.